Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. I do have one quick favor before we get to the video that you came here for, and that is very simply this. You see that little red subscribe button below this video? Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. It really does help me. It really does help this channel grow and my audience grow. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And now, here is the video that you came here for. All right, a couple quick topics before we get out of here. First of all, how about those Arkansas Razorbacks? How about those Arkansas Razorbacks? Shout out to the Razorbacks who, for the first time since 2017, won an SEC game on Saturday night, okay? 2017, October 2017. It was a long time ago. Brett Bielema was the Arkansas head coach at the time. Here is what, first of all, I looked it up. I was like, how long ago exactly was October 2017? Here was what the world was like the last time Arkansas won an SEC football game. The last time Arkansas won an SEC football game, Patrick Mahomes had not made a single start at quarterback in the NFL. Now he's the best quarterback in the league. Tua had not made a single start at Alabama, and he was dominant in college football the last 2 years. Trevor Lawrence was, of course, still in high school. Joe Burrow was still at Ohio State. Urban Meyer was still the coach at Ohio State. How about this? LeBron was still with the Cavs the last time Arkansas won a SEC football game. Kawhi Leonard was still with the Spurs the last. So it's been a while. It's been a while, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. But I just want to give Arkansas so much credit. I'm so happy for that fan base. We have a ton of Arkansas fans who listen to this show. And I'm happy for you guys. And I'm not only happy, but I'm also happy because in some regards, I got to get something off my chest. And that is that I think I was wrong on Sam Pittman. And so to backtrack, I'll just do it real quick for the people who do not know. Sam Pittman is Arkansas's head coach. Arkansas, when they fired Chad Morris last year, they went through a coaching search. They went through all the big names. For a time, I believe they thought they had Lane Kiffin. He chooses Ole Miss instead. And they end up hiring Sam Pittman, who was Georgia's offensive line coach, had never coached as a head coach at anywhere in college football. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I said it on this show, but I was kind of just like, I don't know, man. I'd be a little worried if I was an Arkansas fan. But what I give Sam Pittman so much credit for is very simply this. I think he's got a little bit of Coach O in him in this sense. And this I know I've talked about on the show. But he's got a little bit of Coach O in this sense. And I'm not comparing him to Coach O. To be clear, I'm not saying he is Coach O because there's only one Coach O. And I'm not claiming that Sam Pittman is that guy because I'm not saying that he'll win a national championship because he probably won't, realistically, right? But what I think Coach O has done well, better than anybody else, is Coach O, through his time as head coach at Ole Miss and at USC, Coach O kind of knows what his strengths are, and he also knows what his weaknesses are. I'll tell you this. Ross Dellinger from Sports Illustrated, he's actually coming on the show later this week. We talk a lot about Coach O. But, one thing about Coach O, he knows what he's good at. He's a great recruiter. He's a great motivator. He gets guys fired up to play. But he's not an X's and O's offensive guru. So he went out and hired Joe Brady last year from the New Orleans Saints, gave him the opportunity to run the offense, and they win a national championship. The defense, he goes out and hires Dave Aranda. They win a national championship. He knows what his strengths are. He knows what his weaknesses are, and he is not afraid to bring smart people around him to help to elevate the program. And it's the exact same thing at Arkansas. Sam Pittman, I will give him credit for this. He knocked his coordinator hires out of the park. And this is one thing I said. You can go find the tweet. Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator, he's Art Briles' son. If you look at him, has had success pretty much everywhere, back to Baylor, Houston, even Florida State last year when Willie Taggart was fired. It wasn't the offense's fault. It was the defense's fault. And the offense has only fallen further off a cliff once Kendall Briles left. And then on defense, they go out and get Barry Odom, the former Missouri head coach. And you look at the performance of those two guys on Saturday, specifically Barry Odom's defense, those guys are worth their salaries. They're worth every penny that Arkansas has paid them, right? Barry Odom put together an insanely good game plan. And you guys know me. I don't do the X's and O's. I don't claim to be some X's and O's savant. But what they did was incredible. Never forget, Mississippi State 1 week ago, against LSU, threw for 600 yards of passing. They had half of that against Arkansas, and 3 turnovers. Well, 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions. And basically what Barry Odom said was like, dude, we're not letting you beat us deep. You could dink and dunk. You can throw in front of us. We'll tackle. That's exactly what they did. And so when I look at the game plan, again, I don't claim to, I undercover 2. No. But what I can tell you is this. First of all, Arkansas is playing so much harder under Sam Pittman. Those guys block. Those guys tackle. Those guys play to the whistle. Whereas last year, game after game after game, you could see that team quit. Quit quite a bit, as a matter of fact. This year, they're playing harder, and you can just tell they are such better coach team. They are such a better coach team. So much better than they were. I give them a ton of credit, and I give Sam Pittman a ton of credit. Doesn't have an ego, doesn't care, not about me, just trying to do what's best for the program. He's invested a lot into his assistant coaches, and it showed up on Saturday. Arkansas wins its first game in forever.